Okay, so last time I did a versus battle, I took an absolute beating. Apparently, Batman, in the eyes of most people, could not beat Spider-Man. Even though I've had Batman lose close fights to Wolverine and Captain America, I don't think Spider-Man is in the same category, in the same league when it comes to overall skill sets as those two individuals. So I don't think Batman could conceivably defeat Spider-Man. So this time we're going to go with Brainiac versus Apocalypse. Now, if you were alive in the 90s and you watched a lot of the cartoons, X-Men the Animated Series was all Apocalypse. X-Men versus Street Fighter, your main boss was Apocalypse. X-Men versus Marvel, your main villain was Apocalypse. X-Men versus Marvel, awesome game. You fought Apocalypse and you fought Cyber Akuma. Great game. And for Superman the Animated Series, man, Brainiac was everywhere. And now, here we are, 2013, there's talks of Brainiac being brought back 2015 in Superman vs. Batman, and wait for it, be sure you're sitting down because you're going to jump for joy. In 2016, an X-Men movie will feature Apocalypse. So that means from now, we're like about 2.5 years away from seeing Apocalypse get his big screen debut. Awesome. He is a villain that, based upon his look, would be ridiculous to have in a big budget movie. Very unique look. Nobody looks like him. I do think an Age of Apocalypse storyline coming off of Days of Future Past would be just stupid. You could show a great world that's entirely destroyed. You could have all the despotic information you want everywhere. Now, seeing Brainiac in a movie would be awesome as well. I've often thought if you want to do Brainiac, it's pretty simple. You end up having initially be Russell Crowe, because every time you saw Jor-El, it's Brainiac. Think about how awesome that would be. I got you to destroy Kryptonians and destroy Kryptonian technology. But by the way, I helped destroy your planet. But you helped me kill other Kryptonians, so you're the last one. It'd be a beautiful amount of backstory. But anyways, this is a very unique fight, because everyone who does Brainiac drastically changes Brainiac. So I tried to take as much as I could of things that are universal to Brainiac. Some people have had him be more of a Terminator style. Other people have had him be, he's more of just a techno-organic being. Other times he's someone who's plugged into a ship. If he leaves his ship, he's going to die. There's a lot of variations to him. And then Apocalypse. En-Sabah-Nur has been referred to as the first mutant, or one of the first mutants. So we're talking to someone who's been around since ancient Egyptian time, and his initial superpower was immortality, who also has a tremendous amount of knowledge when it comes to celestial technology. So we're going to get right into this. I have intelligence, findability, strength, speed, durability, invulnerability, energy projection, versatility, X factor. So intelligence. Apocalypse is a world-renowned genius when it comes to physics, genetics. He knows, as well as history, he has a phenomenal mind. Brainiac is a 12th level intellect. Roughly the current combined intellect of this world is about a 6. So that means he's twice as smart as everyone put together on this planet. He's also gone around and destroyed planets just to harvest all of their information. So he's got planets worth of information. That's going to definitely give him an edge in intellect. Fighting ability. If you've read some of the older Apocalypse stories, he gets his hands dirty. He got his hands dirty a lot in ancient Egypt. Brainiac? Yeah, he doesn't really like to touch stuff. He's an information guy. So fighting ability, it is Apocalypse. Strength. There have been times when they have shown super strength to be on Brainiac, However, they've always shown super strength to be a portion of what you see for Apocalypse. Apocalypse has actually had fights with people like Hulk, and he's held his own. Speed. Ironically, superhuman speed is listed as one of the attributes that Apocalypse has. And again, he has a greater depth of actually getting involved physically with individuals than what you see from Brainiac. Durability. This is a tough one because you're comparing a robot to an immortal. So I had to look a little bit deeper. The blood of Apocalypse heals mutants. So you have a person who's immortal, whose blood in larger quantities can make other people functionally immortal. So I'm thinking a protracted fight, you can damage circuitry, but fighting somebody who's an immortal guy in a bodysuit, durability is going to definitely end favoring Apocalypse. Invulnerability. This one I had to look at, okay, do I think that a Kryptonian-based cybernetic organism, how would that stack up against a guy in celestial technology bodysuit? And then I had to go, I think invulnerability, just based off what I've read in the comics and what I've seen, I'm going to go off the celestial bodysuit that you see Apocalypse wearing is going to be stronger than a Kryptonian techno-organism, because he's not truly a robot. Plus, Brainiac, again, he's not really the guy to get his hands dirty. He likes to get the information, destroy your planet, and leave. He's not the one who's going to want to build a body to allow him to get into absolute physical confrontations. That's why he tried to take over Doomsday. He wanted the Doomsday body to combine his mind with a higher level of physical attributes. Energy projection. Again, you got a guy who's got lots of range abilities versus a guy who has shown super high levels of telepathy, telekinesis, as well as Kryptonian weaponry. Apocalypse does have some ranged abilities. He has shown light telekinetic abilities, light telepathic abilities, but he's really not on par with what you see from Brainiac. Versatility. This again is going to be a tough one. I had to look back and kind of go, okay, what sort of bizarre things have they done? And they both actually have the ability to interface with technology. Brainiac, however, can do it from a distance. So Brainiac, near technology, has a great advantage. He also is probably going to end up having his ship with him pretty close by. So he's going to have a lot more variation of what he can throw at him from more of a distance, and just from his intellect, he's going to have different ways of doing things. So I think he's going to bring a lot more in the way of versatility. X Factor. Ironically, this again goes down to Brainiac's ability to control technology. If Brainiac has the ability during the fight to figure out how to control celestial technology, the suit that Apocalypse is wearing becomes his coffin. Brainiac also has traveled back and forth through time. So you got a guy who's got a tremendous amount of gadgets to him. If he was a character who was a little bit physically stronger, I think he could probably defeat Apocalypse. But Apocalypse on his own, I think the best quote is, he's like Mr. Fantastic on steroids. He's a ridiculously powerful individual. I mean, let's be honest. It's been shown twice, at least twice, that there's one small twist in history, and Apocalypse rules Earth. One small little tweak, and he rules Earth. If you read the 12, if he gets the proper mutants together to get him to his absolute ultimate power and puts himself inside a Summer's body, he gets to control Earth and the flow of time. So ironically, the abilities the Apocalypse has when he's allowed to be written at his full level, ridiculous. He's not quite Thanos. I would probably say he's a step below Thanos, but he's an amazingly well-created character. And could probably pretty easily handle somebody like Brainiac. Actually, he'd be a unique person to see in the DC universe, just given his amount of technology and his background and his history. He would be a fantastic foil, since he also has the Egyptian background, for somebody like a Hawkman, which therefore means he'd be great against old school Justice Society, or even the Justice League.